All right, well, good morning, South Mississippi. We are going to take a look at a fairly busy day we do have. Once again, just like the past several days, we are going to be expecting those scattered showers and storms here in South Mississippi. Some of them already getting started over in Louisiana, but it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get over into South Mississippi. So we can expect those to really start firing up by around noon or about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And just like the past several days, it's going to be not rain everywhere all at once. It's more of those scattered storms slowly moving across the area. At times they could get a little strong, so we're going to keep an eye out for that, but I've got more details on that here in just a little bit. But what we're going to focus on for right now is out there right now, we do have those partly to mostly cloudy skies across South Mississippi, and many of these are starting to bubble up. You can start to see that the atmosphere is favorable for many of these to become small showers or storms, so that's what we're going to be keeping an eye out as we go into the afternoon hours. Looking out there on the radar right now, not much activity within South Mississippi itself. We have had a few showers offshore this morning, and you can see over just outside of Pearl River County, over in just to the north of the North Shore area, mainly north of I-12, is where we have seen some of that thunderstorm activity. You can see there's one right there, mainly to the north and east of Covington. That one is producing quite a bit of lightning at the moment, and fairly heavy rain as well. So as we go into the afternoon hours, it's little storms like that we're going to want to keep an eye out for, especially as we head into those mid-afternoon hours when the sun is highest. You do have the most amount of energy coming from the sun, and these storms really do feed off of that. Now, it's also associated with that same system we have been tracking throughout most of the week. It has been a very rainy week across South Mississippi. Rainfall totals well above average for this part of the month, especially here in Gulfport. And what we have been seeing is a very, very slow moving low pressure system out to the east and to the south of the low. We have been seeing those very favorable conditions for those summertime storms to get enhanced by the energy from the system, helping them become a little bit stronger and definitely much more widespread across the area. As we go into next week, a little bit of a pattern change. High pressure will start to take over, and we'll go back to the normal summertime showers and storms, not like the past few days where they have continued to get enhanced by this low pressure system nearby. So today's forecast looks like this, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. That's the highest chance of catching a stray shower or storm. Once again, at least a few of them could become strong. Now, we are not expecting any severe weather from this, but there is the possibility that at least a few of these storms could become a little bit on the stronger side. We want to be keeping an eye out for things like very frequent lightning, a very small hail possible with some of these storms, and the possibility for some stronger wind gusts around 30 to 40, maybe up to 50 miles per hour. Once again, that is still below severe. Usually you're looking for winds over 59 miles per hour for it to be considered a severe storm. We are not expecting any of that today, but of course, we do need to just keep an eye out just in case some of these storms do get on that stronger side. Here's what Futurecast is showing. You can see by about 1 p.m. we do start to see those scattered showers and storms moving into South Mississippi. Look off to the west, and you can see where they do become a lot more widespread over in Louisiana. That eventually starts to make its way into South Mississippi, and by late tonight, there is the possibility that some of them do make it all the way into South Mississippi. We could see those isolated showers and storms, and then once we get through about 9-10 o'clock tonight, things should really begin to calm back down. A lot of these storms really rely on that daylight heating to get themselves going, so once the sun goes down, they lose a lot of that energy, and they have to try and use up whatever is left. Areas that didn't see rain could still be favorable for some slight strengthening, but overall we will see activity really go down into the overnight hours. Tomorrow, very similar story, maybe a little bit less coverage of storms, but once again, going into the afternoon hours, we do have to keep an eye out for some spotty showers, maybe a storm or two. We'll be keeping a close eye out, especially going into tomorrow evening. There is definitely the potential for at least a scattered storm or two. If you're using the WLOX First Alert Weather app to track those storms, make sure you go to the radar tab And you need to make sure that you are in past mode using that gray box in the bottom corner. It should say past if you're looking at the correct version. If it says future, you're actually looking at our futurecast. So that would be a forecast model looking ahead of time, not actually the current model or the current radar data, I should say. Also, make sure that that blue icon is all the way to the right side of the screen. You can scroll it to the left if you want to look further back in time to see where those storms are coming from or how strong they were at an earlier period. But if you're looking for the live data, you're going to want that blue circle all the way to the right-hand side of the screen. Rain chances as we go through the next couple of days, well, we are going to start to see a downtick in the rain chances and the rain coverage across South Mississippi because we are going to see a little bit of a pattern change. Of course, we have been in this pattern where we have a high pressure ridge across the desert southwest and over Florida, and that's been trying to strengthen, but you can see there's a dip or a weakness there in the ridge that has allowed that very slow moving low pressure system to stick around. And as this starts to strengthen back up, the ridge will really start to take over and we will start to see those rain chances start to go down. Temperatures will start to go up. This tries to happen, you can see there Sunday, but Monday, another weakness in that ridge may show up. That's why those rain chances do stay pretty high during the early parts of next week. But then we go later into the week and the high pressure zone over Florida should really start to strengthen and build back up. And that could really put a tamper on how much thunderstorm activity we can actually get here in the afternoon hours. Looking at the forecast for tomorrow, it is Father's Day. And just like today, we are going to have to keep an eye out for those spotty showers and storms. But of course, maybe a little bit less coverage during the afternoon hours for tomorrow. So that's definitely a good trend for your weekend plans. Tropics, good news is that tropics are staying fairly quiet at this time. No tropical systems expected over the next 5 to 7 days. And we typically do see the first named storm of the season on average is around June 20th. So the good news is that it looks like that's not going to happen this time. Of course, about 5 to 7 days. Nothing else expected out there anywhere in the Gulf, Caribbean, or the Atlantic, but we're always going to keep an eye out there. Of course, we have things like the Central American Gyre, and we do have things like tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa, especially as we head later into the summer. We're going to continue to keep a close eye out. We'll have the latest information on anything, if needed, right here online, on air, and on our social media pages. And of course, here's a look at that 7-day forecast here in South Mississippi. Things looking a little bit rainy. Once again, we're still stuck in that pattern of afternoon showers and storms continuing all the way through about the middle of the week. Once that ridge finally starts to take hold of the upper air pattern, then we will start to see those rain chances go down, but that will allow those temperatures to rise back up.